أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأخذتهم الرجفة فأصبحوا في دارهم جاثمين الذين كذبوا شعيبا كأن لم يغنوا فيها الذين كذبوا شعيبا كانوا هم الخاسرين صدق الله مولانا العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning the end of people of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam by saying that then they were caught by earthquake and they were found in the morning in their very homes, that they were destroyed while they were facing downwards, upside down. Earthquake caught them and they became destroyed in their very homes, upside down, facing downwards. Who? الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا شُعَيْبًا كَأَن لَّمْ يَغْنَوْا فِيهَا. Those who rejected the da'wat of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam, they became such that they had never existed before. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that people who rejected the da'wat of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wassalam, they met this end, that they were destroyed by earthquake. In the morning they were found dead in their very homes, facing downwards, upside down. And they were the people of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam who had rejected the da'wat of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam. They became such, كَأَن لَّمْ يَغْنَوْا فِيهَا, like they never existed before. الَّذِينَ كَذَّبُوا شُعَيْبًا كَانُوا هُمُ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Those who rejected the da'wat of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, they became losers. If you remember into the previous ayats, they were saying to the Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam and to the followers of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam that you will have to abandon Iman and Islam and Tawheed. Otherwise we'll expel you from here. If you want to stay with us, then you will have to come back to our religion. You will have to come back to kufr. They were giving ultimatum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, they themselves were destroyed in their very homes by a quake and they were facing downwards, and they are the one that they were giving ultimatum to Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah said that those who did not follow Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, they became such that they had never existed before. They were destroyed in a manner that they had never existed before. And those who rejected the call of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, they were saying to the Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam and followers of Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, that if you listen to Shu'aib, then you will be from the losers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you did not listen to Shu'aib alayhi salatu wasalam, you became from the losers. You lost out. You became destroyed. You became homeless. You are being expelled from this world. Ultimatum you were giving, and now what type of ultimatum you receive from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Utter destruction. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from pride, protect us from kufr, protect, people who are showing only arrogance and pride. What type of end they will be meeting, only themselves will realize, and Allah knows. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us vision of Quraan and Sunnah. May Allah protect us from the media narratives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the narrative of Quraan and Sunnah. Then we will come to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows kufr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows shirk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows these types of disbelief in His own universe. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not allow zulm to prosper for long. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not allow zulm to prosper for long. And these people who are committing zulm from decades, sometimes they meet mental, very very disastrous end. Psychological, very disastrous end. Sometimes they suffer internally. No one comes to realize, because media hides all of that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us imani eyes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remove us from the blindness. We have a internal blindness that we see the world with the eyes of media. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us have such eyes that we see the whole world with the eyes of Quraan and Sunnah. With the eyes of Quraan and Sunnah. Quraan and Sunnah will not change. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not telling us fairy tale. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not mentioning the past just for the sake of story. Keep Shuaib alayhi salatu wasalam, his da'wat. Keep people of arrogance from his community. The way they rejected, the way they showed pride, the way they showed arrogance. What type of end they met. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us sabak. That whenever haqq comes to you, whenever invitation based on revelation come to you, then you must say, Sami'na wa ata'na. That we are obeying and we are listening attentively, eagerly, nicely, sincerely. And don't say, Sami'na wa asayna. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had mentioned many communities that they took this stand. Sami'na wa asayna. That we listen and we disobeyed. What happened to them? Keep it in front of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the kufr and shirk. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the hypocrisy. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala free Masjidul Aqsa and free people of Gaza and free people of Palestine. And may Allah free every human from disbelief. What a foolishness it is that you don't recognize your own Creator. You don't come close to your own Creator. That is the purpose of life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us iman, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us treasure of every ayat and every riwayat. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya awwal al-awwalin, ya akhir al-akhirin, ya rahim al-masakin, ya dhal quwwati al-matin, ya dhal manni fala yumannu alayk, ya dhal tawl, ya dhal jalali wal ikram. La ilaha illa ant, زهر الللاجئين وجار المستجيرين يا مأمن الخائفين يا مأمن الخائفين إن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب أشقياء فامحو عنا اسم الشقاء وإن كنت كتبتنا عندك في الكتاب مقطرا علينا أرزاقنا فامحو تقطير رزقنا وحرمان رزقنا واكتبنا وأثبتنا عندك سعداء ووفقنا الخير فإنك تقول في كتابك يمحو الله ما يشاء ويثبت وعنده الكتاب. اللهم إنا نسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لنا وترحمنا فإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فتوفنا غير مفتونين غير خزايا ولا ندامة ولا مفتونين. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا توفنا مسلما والحقنا بالصالحين. اللهم ثبتنا على الإيمان وأمتنا على الإيمان واهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. اللهم أحسن عاقبتنا في الأمور كلها وأجرنا من خزي الدنيا وعذاب القبر وعذاب الآخرة. اللهم حرر المسجد الأقصى. اللهم حرر المسلمين في فلسطين وفي غزة. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمجاهدين. اللهم كن لهم ولا تكن عليهم. اللهم لا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا ولا يخافك فينا. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. اللهم ارزقنا حبك وحب حبيبك صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمته.